The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read. Your source for news, politics, sports, and all things trending. Here's your host, Marcus Gentry.
Welcome to the Daily Read, and I'm your host, Marcus Gentry. Today we're doing a midweek special because of the Hurricane Dorian that's touching down in the Bahamas. And I feel like we need to keep these people in our prayers and keep an update on what's going on down there. As I always say, a lot of us, we forget our history, and a lot of those people down on the islands, they are ancestors akin to ours. Like I said before, a lot of the slaves was sent down to the islands before they came up here north to America. So far, Dorian is hovering around the Bahamas, going about 2 or 3 miles before it circles back around. And it's heading towards Florida, but it's not there yet. And I think we need to keep these people in our prayers. There's a lot of other things that's going on with our government that doesn't sit well with me. They took a lot of money out of FEMA. And I don't know if any of you ever heard of this, but they took some money out of FEMA just recently before hurricane season even starts. And hopefully they'll be able to put that money back. Actually, they took billions, which is FEMA is the government organization that takes care of people during hurricane season, tornado season, and natural disasters. So let's keep these people in our prayers. There's another thing I want to discuss too about Walter Scott, the man that killed him and got 20 years. He's back in the news today trying to get an appeal. I think people need to stand up and send letters in and stop this from happening, because you never know what may happen and what may come about this. So let's get into that, people. When Walter Scott was killed, a lot of people felt as if that videotape wouldn't have came out, he wouldn't have got any justice. And actually, I think he wouldn't have got any justice if Obama wouldn't have been president, because we all know the federal government got involved in it because they saw where it was going. And the Attorney General at the time, Eric Holder, he sent some feds down there to do some investigating of their own. So we need to keep them people in our prayers too, and write letters. Go down there. If you're in the South Carolina area, go down there, and let your voice be heard to keep this man from getting an appeal, because he's a backstabber, he's a white supremacist, he's a killer, and he needs to stay his ass in there. Like I said, this is the midweek report, and I'm basically going over some things that popped up in the news. We touched bases on Dorian and the Walter Scott case, but also I want to talk about Dave Chappelle. He's been back in the news lately. He's a good comedian, and it was a lot of controversy over a woman that had stood up at one of his shows, and she got mad because he was telling jokes that was sensitive to her because she's been raped before. Now, for the people who would like for me to break it down to you, you're not going to go somewhere where there's going to be some raunchiness and jokes when you still in mourning or you still recovering from something tragic like being raped. I don't feel like the joke was improper. He was in the proper place doing it. I heard the gay jokes. I heard the women jokes, and it's commonplace. You go to these places to hear raunchiness and things of that nature. So I feel like if the woman felt that way, she should have never went in there. And I implore some of you to go look at Dave Chappelle's show. I think it's called Sticks and Stones, and it's a good show. He'll keep you laughing. It's a funny show, and he did his thing. He's back. He's trying to make a comeback, and he's back. He seemed like he didn't lose a step. But like I said, this woman, she stood up. She felt like it was improper, and she basically cursed him out and walked out the stage. And hey, the show went on. People kept laughing, people kept enjoying themselves, and this whole Me Too movement, it's taking effect in a lot of different areas in life, and it's needed. But then again, some of these people take it too far. Now I understand if you've been victimized or something like that, but if you victimized, you shouldn't be in a place like that. You need to be in counseling. I'm sorry, but she shouldn't have never bought them tickets. And but like I say, some of y'all listeners that follow me, I try to be sensitive and keep morals about me to the point where, I have feelings for people like that who go through tragic events like that. But at the same time, she shouldn't have went. She shouldn't have went, people. So go check Dave Chappelle's show out. It's a good show. It's funny, and he gonna keep you laughing. He gonna keep you dying laughing, But back to Hurricane Dorian. Right now it's 5 states from Florida all the way up to Virginia. They have a call for an evacuation. Now it's been downgraded to a Category 3, but even a Category 3 can kill you. I suffered through Hurricane Hugo, when it touched down, and I was there, and it was nasty. I've seen a lot of hurricanes over the years. I've been on this plane of existence, but I never actually lived through one but Hugo, and that was scary. So I can only imagine what these people are going through, and I hope all my family and friends down there in Florida are safe, and get out of there. Don't risk it. You know what I'm saying? Get out of there. Find your shelter. Find family and friends up and farther north in the interstates, and get out of there. And as for the administration, I'm hoping that there's an outcry to get this money put back into FEMA, because billions was taken out for a policy that has a racial tinge to it. He sent this money to FEMA, from FEMA to the Border Patrol for a wall. This is foolishness, people. And there should be an outcry about this. This is foolishness. So somebody's got to stand up and say something about it. And I'm hoping the representatives of Florida and the Democratic Party get together and talk about this and see if they can get some funds shifted back, because this hurricane season, this ain't gonna be the last storm, people. Dorian is just the beginning, and by the time hurricane season is over with, we're gonna have at least 2 or 3 more touch down and come through that area. So this is the Daily Read, and this is the midweek special, and I'll probably be doing this on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and you stay tuned. Any kind of breaking news, I'm gonna bring it to you. Thank you.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
Bring in the business.